There should be a sign that says, bring gloves. This is a little bit of a burn, but it's fine. I keep forgetting I'm on camera right now. Anna, shut up.
There's a saying, maybe you've heard it before. It goes like this. What screws us up the most in life is the picture in our head of how we think it's supposed to be. When I think about all the twists and turns life has taken thus far, some by choice, some just happened to happen, I can't help but admit that even in my own wildest imagination, I never could have dreamt up the way this story has unfolded so far. Would you believe me if I told you that all of this happened in just a week on the road? And that most of us just met each other. And social media is what brought us all together. I know, I barely believe it either. I guess I grew up believing that being independent and self-reliant was the ultimate end game, the only mountain to climb, the hill I was willing to die on, so to speak. And while I still do think it's important to be strong in both, I'm now finally recognizing that it would get pretty lonely pretty fast up on the top of that mountain. The truth is, I need community. I think we all need community, to an extent. This might be an unpopular opinion among my peers and many other people out there, but I actually think I'm growing up and living in one of the greatest times ever in human history.
And they're still bad for the environment, little shit. I'd much rather drive my diesel around.
For a long time, I had a pretty harsh black and white outlook and attitude towards social media and the internet and everything that's happening with technology in today's day and age or whatever, and I'm finally starting to just loosen up a little bit and appreciate the gray area that we're all in, because the reality is all of these wonderful people that I have met in the last couple of weeks, I would not have met any of them if it weren't for social media. And I think that social media can be a really good thing, and it's a tool to allow us to connect with people we otherwise never would get the chance to meet. I don't know, I'm having like a whole newfound appreciation.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow, we're living large.
Welcome aboard the Washington State Fair.
Over here. Just kidding.
Excited.
Wow, look at that.
Lubrication.
Life is always beautiful, and it's always messy. It's too easy to view the past with rosy-tinted glasses, remembering what we want to, not necessarily what was. My new friend Blake asked me if I could trade which decade I was born into, or if I could live in a different time period, which one would I choose? Even though I love music from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, and try to imagine the feeling of being at Woodstock in 1969, even if only for 5 minutes, the reality is my wild, adventurous spirit probably would have had a real hard time growing up in those times. Because let's face it, women weren't allowed to open their own bank accounts until the 60s, and banks often refused loans and credit to women until the Equal Credit Opportunity Act was passed in 1974. I think I would have been a troublemaker if I lived back then. I get to live in a time where not only are there vinyl records and film cameras, but we also have access to millions of songs anytime, all the time, wherever we are, whenever we want. That's actually insane. And every video I've ever made on my YouTube channel was filmed on a phone I carry in my back pocket. That's literally crazy, if you think about it.
The first day that we had construction.
Oh, that's right.
feel like Mariah summed it up in a single sentence when she said, "How ridiculous is this dude?" And by this, we're talking about life. How ridiculous is life? And it's so true. I mean, I think that I see life kind of in sort of three main stages. You've got birth at the beginning, right? And then there's death at the other end. And then there's like this big space in the middle that needs to be filled up, which I like to call, what the hell is this? Definitely before social media, and I think this often happens in a more traditional lifestyle, you often end up just being friends with the people that are in close proximity to you, people you went to school with or college or whoever happened to be at your job. And now we're just existing in this new time and new age where there are more remote jobs, and social media has cracked open the possibilities of potential people you can connect with and meet. And I think that that's really cool. Everyone that I've met, I'm just so in awe of other humans. And that's a cool place to be in, to meet people who are doing similar things as you, who share a like-mindedness, and just something about having the common ground of van life or schooly life or ambulance life, just living on your own terms out on the open road, creates and fosters such a special type of community that I cannot describe well enough in words. Yeah, I'm really grateful that I captured so much, but there was also just so much that I didn't even get on film, and this is going to be a beautiful little digital time capsule to look back on someday.
Yeah.
No clue what to do with it. I got enough money in the bank for the...
I don't want this video to turn into just one entire constant highlight reel of a single week in my life. I think that there are plenty of videos like that already out there on the internet, which is kind of sort of why social media tends to get a bad reputation, because people tend to only just show or share the good shit in life. I'd rather kind of use this as an opportunity to sort of serve as a reminder to you, whoever you are out there, and to myself as well. The sort of positive outlook that we could take as far as just remembering, recognizing, realizing in the good times that I think we really do have it all. Like right now, we really do have it all. And it's not to be taken for granted. And I know that it's easy to get caught up in the messiness and the sadness and the upset and all the wrong things that are still going on in the world. Life is never going to be perfect. But I actually think we're living in a really juicy time in life. And I don't want to forget it. I think something that I really struggled to accept is the fact that there's just so much in our lifetime that we can't remember. There's just so much. There's too much. And maybe that's why I spend so much time writing, journaling, making these videos, doing voice recordings, just anything I can to capture anything and everything that I feel like might be worth remembering. Thoughts, ideas, dreams, moments, so many moments. The fact that we can just create these little digital time capsules of pieces of our life to look back on, I think is so cool. And it really helps tell a human life story. I'm going to try not to get too sappy here, but you know, this big middle part of life that we're all in right now, the what the hell is this? I think that sometimes I forget that in this middle part, there are countless endings and beginnings and good times and bad times, and it just cycles over and over and over again. It has taken like 2 years for me to get to this point of feeling like, wow, this is living the van life dream that I always thought it could be or it might be. And it took so much to get here, and I don't want to forget that either. I have spent time in the trenches, struggling with myself and feeling lost and uneasy and unsure. And, you know, when I lost my dad, that was really freaking hard. And when my mom was diagnosed with cancer for a second time, that was also really hard. And I think that there are just so many things in life that try to knock us down, but if we can remember to appreciate, like wholeheartedly appreciate, when life is just easy and it's good and we're healthy and happy, I don't know, it makes it freaking worth it. All right, that's enough sap.
Yeah, just lock us in.
Yeah, and we can only sell them if we...
Yeah, very true.
1 or 3 tickets. 1 through 5. Okay, so we can do lower so it's a massive venue.
Ideally, when you meet wonderful humans on the road and you break out of your own little hermit shell, if you're an introvert, there's some beautiful people on the other side of your own fear, insecurity, struggles. What else do I struggle with? Just so many things. I don't know. You just gotta try. You just gotta put yourself out there. Get used to rejection. I say that like I've been rejected so many times. I haven't really. I think that I reject myself more often than other people reject me. I feel like no one's gonna believe that I'm an introvert anymore after I share this video, but I swear I am. Like I have taken so much, usually I have a plan when I start and I just turned it on and I have no idea what I'm rambling about. Feelings and thoughts that are jumbled and rumbling around in my brain. Okay, Anna, just turn it off.